To all the souls seeking silence in the night, this is Silent Night Narrator. Tonight, as the world drifts into slumber and the rain taps gently on your window, let this true tale guide you into a darker realm where the line between what is and what might be becomes unclear. Breathe in, relax, but don't close your eyes too quickly. For sometimes, true fear whispers right at the edge of your dreams. The lighthouse keeper and the ocean's promise. The sound of waves crashing against the rocks below was the only thing breaking the eerie silence of this remote coastline. I, an artist searching for inspiration, had always enjoyed solo trips, but something about this journey felt different. The air felt heavy, thick, with the scent of salt and something indescribable, as if the sea itself was watching. I tried to shake the feeling, blaming it on too many hours alone with my thoughts. That was when I saw him. A beautiful evening to admire the sea, isn't it? The man's voice startled me. He seemed to appear out of nowhere. He was tall and thin, his weathered face hinting at years spent outdoors. His smile was friendly, but something in his eyes made my skin crawl. "Yes, it is," I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. "Just looking for a good spot to watch the sunset and sketch." "Oh, you're in luck," he exclaimed, his enthusiasm slightly forced. "I know a perfect lighthouse up ahead. Why don't I show you?" Every instinct told me to politely decline and move on, but the sun was setting fast, and I was tired. Against my better judgment, I nodded and followed him along a narrow trail. As we walked, he chatted amiably about the area, pointing out seabirds and strange rock formations. His knowledge was impressive, and I found myself relaxing a bit. Maybe I had misjudged him. "So, what brings someone like you out here alone?" he asked, giving me that unsettling smile again. "Just needed some peace and quiet," I said vaguely. "City life gets loud, you know?" He nodded solemnly. "Oh, I know exactly what you mean. That's why I never leave these shores. They have a way of keeping you." The way he said it sent a chill down my spine, but before I could dwell on it, we arrived at a small lighthouse. It was perfect for viewing, with a flat area to set up my easel and a natural balcony surrounded by stone railing. "This is wonderful, thank you," I said, removing my backpack. "I really appreciate your help." "Oh, it's my pleasure," he replied, making no move to leave. "In fact, why don't I help you set up? It's getting dark soon, and two hands are better than one." I hesitated, not wanting to offend him, but also uneasy at the thought of him staying. "It's okay, I can manage. I'm sure you have your own things to tend to." He waved it off. "Nonsense, I'm in no rush. Besides, being out here alone isn't safe. You never know what kind of creatures might be lurking in the dark." The way he emphasized creatures sent my heart racing. I forced a smile and began unpacking my easel, hoping that if I set up quickly, he'd leave. As we worked, the stranger's behavior grew increasingly odd. He asked personal questions, then abruptly changed topics when I dodged them. His eyes flicked constantly to the sea around us, as if watching for something, and more than once I caught him staring at me with an intensity that made my skin crawl. The sun had fully set by the time we finished. The balcony was now bathed in silver moonlight. I stepped back, admiring my cozy scene, when I felt a hand on my shoulder. I spun around to find the stranger inches from my face. "You've done well," he said in a raspy, low voice. "But there's still much to do before the night ends." I stepped back, heart pounding. "Thank you for your help, but I think I'm good now. You should head back before it gets too late." He tilted his head, eerily reminiscent of a predator studying its prey. "Oh, but I am exactly where I need to be. You see, these shores get hungry sometimes, and it's been a long time since we had a guest. My blood ran cold as the meaning sank in. I glanced at my phone, weighing the chances of grabbing it before he could stop me. As if reading my thoughts, he stepped between me and the device. Now, don't be hasty. The night is young, and we have so much to discuss. I slowly backed away, mind racing for a way out. Look, I don't want any trouble. Let's just go our separate ways. He laughed, a chilling sound that echoed over the waves. But trouble has already found you, my little artist. The moment you stepped onto these shores, you became a part of them, and they don't let go easily. I turned to run, but he was faster than I expected. His hand clamped around my wrist, pulling me back with surprising strength. I stumbled, crashing to the stone floor. "Please!" I gasped, struggling to break free. "Just let me go!" "I won't tell anyone, I swear." His eyes gleamed in the moonlight, a mad joy spreading across his face. "Oh, but that's not how this works. You see, the ocean has chosen you, and now you shall never leave." As he spoke, I became aware of movement in the surrounding sea. Shadows seemed to shift and swirl, vaguely human in shape. Panic threatened to overwhelm me, but I fought it back. I had to think, had to escape. My free hand scrambled across the ground, searching for anything to use as a weapon. My fingers closed around a heavy metal rod, and without hesitation, I swung it with all my might. The blow caught him off guard, loosening his grip just enough for me to break free. I scrambled to my feet and ran, not caring where, just away from him. Sea wind whipped at my face as I pushed through underbrush, his enraged howls echoing behind me. The ocean seemed to rise up around me, waves crashing and growling as if trying to block my escape. I ran until my lungs burned and my legs threatened to give out. Only then did I dare slow down and assess my surroundings. The lighthouse and my gear were long gone, replaced by unfamiliar, jagged cliffs. Moonlight barely pierced the dense fog, leaving me almost blind. Leaning against a rock, I tried to calm my ragged breath and pounding heart. I needed to think, to plan, but the coastline felt oppressive, surrounding me with malicious intent. A pebble skittered nearby, and I froze, listening. I could hear faint footsteps, slow and methodical, searching. "I know you're out there," the stranger's voice called, now eerily calm. "You can run all night if you want, but these shores always bring you back to me." I bit my lip to stifle a sob, pressing myself against the rough rock. My mind raced with options, each more hopeless than the last. I had no idea which direction led away from this cursed shore, and my phone was still in my backpack at the lighthouse. The footsteps drew closer, accompanied by the stranger's soft, unsettling hum. I held my breath, praying he'd pass by. Suddenly, a hand clamped over my mouth, stifling my scream. I struggled wildly, but the grip was strong. "Shh," a voice whispered in my ear. "I'm here to help you." I froze, confusion mingling with fear. It wasn't the stranger's voice, it was a woman's. Slowly, she released her hand from my mouth. "Who are you?" I whispered, voice trembling. "Someone who knows who he is," she replied softly. "And how to stop him. But we need to move quickly and quietly. Can you do that?" I nodded, not trusting my voice. The woman took my hand and led me deeper into the cliffs, moving with a certainty that spoke of intimate familiarity with the terrain. We walked for hours, stopping occasionally to listen or change direction. Just when I thought I couldn't go on, we arrived at another rocky clearing. This one was different. Symbols were carved into the surrounding stones, and in the center was a large, flat rock etched with strange markings. "Where are we?" I asked, my exhaustion momentarily forgotten. The woman's face was grave in the moonlight. The heart of the sea and his source of power. She quickly explained how the stranger was bound to the ocean, drawing strength from it to lure and trap unsuspecting travelers. But the link worked both ways, and if we could sever it, we might have a chance. As she spoke, a bone-chilling howl echoed through the cliffs. He had found our trail. "We're out of time," she said urgently. "No matter what happens, don't let him touch the stone." The clearing erupted into chaos as the stranger burst through the trees, his face twisted with rage. He lunged toward the stone, but the woman blocked him, wrestling fiercely. I froze for a moment, stunned by the surreal scene. But as he began to overpower her, I knew I had to act. Spotting a sharp rock near my feet, I grabbed it and charged, slamming it into the engraved symbols. The effect was immediate and terrifying. A high-pitched crack split the air, and the ground began to tremble. The stranger let out a non-human scream, his body writhing as if being torn apart. "Run!" the woman shouted, grabbing my hand and pulling me through the rocks. We ran blindly, the earth shaking beneath us. Boulders roared and toppled around us, and I was sure we'd be crushed. Just when I thought we couldn't go on, we broke through the cliff line onto a paved road. A car screeched to a halt in front of us, the driver's horrified face visible through the windshield. As we climbed inside, I looked back at the sea. A thick, unnatural fog was rising from the rocks, obscuring everything. The last thing I saw before we sped away was a twisted, inhuman shape forming in the mist, its agonized howl fading into the night. I never went exploring alone again after that night. The wild now holds a new kind of terror for me, one that no rational explanation can erase. Sometimes in my dreams I still hear the stranger's voice calling to me, promising that one day the sea will take back what it lost. And on those nights I wake in a cold sweat, grateful for the solid walls around me, and the distance between me and those dark, hungry shores. Sleep well tonight. And if you hear footsteps next door, just remember, it's only the rain. But if, when the story ends, you still hear it falling, know this.